Thank you very much, Ambassador Sekho, and my friend Maria Elena from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, distinguished speakers and participants. I'm very pleased to be here at this important event on behalf of CGIAR. CGIAR, as you know, is a global partnership that unites 15 research centers engaged in agriculture research. The world is at a once in a generation inflection point in terms of transforming how our food systems work, both within Africa and globally. This is both an exciting opportunity and a call to action to manage the risks involved with care. We are calling on the food system to address an ever growing number of challenges, not only to produce enough calories, but also to address nutritional needs, provide for people's livelihoods, tackle and adapt to climate change, and contend with the many threats that COVID 19 poses. How could food systems in Africa that we can develop together to become a model for how we might simultaneously deliver greater volumes of more nutritious food while minimizing the sector's collective environmental footprint? The good news is that Africa now has the foundation in place to develop the food and agriculture sector. We have the SDGs, the Africa Union's Agenda 2063, CADP, and all the commitments of African policymakers, the political leaders, and they all speak of the shared energy and excitement around Africa's potential. They aim to support African countries by raising economic growth through agriculture led development. Our food systems must evolve with the changing times. Just as science is coming to the fore to develop a vaccine and help manage the COVID 19 pandemic, innovation and science is the way forward to make our food systems fit for purpose once again. To do this, we need a systematic approach to science and innovation. There are three areas that we need and that deserve dedicated policies, more funding, and additional research to bring our food systems back to be relevant for today. First, we need to bring genetic gains by using technology and innovation for improved breeding and improvements in crops, fish, livestock, and forestry. That's the kind of work CGIAR centers are involved in. You have heard about the biofortified crops, the improved seeds resistant to disease and climate change. These are all the number of activities that are going on in CGIAR. An excellent example is the improved cassava seeds, which is a major staple crop over 500 million people. The African chicken genetic gain to breed higher producing chicken that can produce up to 160% more eggs. Similarly, the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center has worked tirelessly to identify and disseminate practices to farmers that reduce the impact of fall armyworm, a pest that has been ravaging the crops in sub-Saharan Africa since 2016. The development of aflasafe has the potential to drastically reduce aflatoxin contamination of certain crops. So these are the kind of work that we really need to deepen. Second, the sector needs to support adapt the agriculture practices closely aligned with the agroecological context in which agriculture takes place. Global food systems are deeply impacted because of declining crop diversity caused by a reliance on staple crops and monoculture and the degradation of natural environment. So good agronomic practices and agri-food systems are key. Third, the agriculture sector must take a systems approach. Land systems, forests, water, all are integrated and having an impact on food systems. So to develop solution that balance human needs with planetary resources. Transforming the agriculture sector has also the potential to drive jobs and growth. Rapid urbanization provides excellent opportunities for new jobs moving from agriculture as a way of life to agriculture as a business. Addressing the gender gap can also empower women and increase food supply since their yields are on an average 20 to 30% less than men's. We have learned crucial lessons through our work harnessing knowledge and evidence to prepare for the future. However, COVID 19 is threatening this progress and reminds us there is so much work to be done. The pandemic has uniquely impacted Africa's agriculture supply chains, affecting imports, labor, transportation, and more, undoubtedly highlighting the importance of strengthening trade within Africa and establishing effective multi stakeholder partnership. One CGIR's new COVID 19 hub aims not only to enhance food and nutrition security, but also in the medium term, help Africa and its countries build resilience in the longer term. Still, we need more investment in agriculture research. Arguably, if One Health research has been better funded, we may not be in the situation we are now with the COVID 19 health and hunger crisis. If we can take anything from it, it should be that investing now in agriculture research could help prevent the next global disaster. However, we must remember that agriculture is just the departure point for a journey towards creating real impact. Strong partnerships are essential. As Africa's challenges require Africa specific solutions, we have launched a reform called One CGIR that will help us to do our part to help Africa build back better. One CGIR is our effort to rise to the once in a generation opportunity to shape our food systems. We will bring together the combined assets of all our research centers and aligning with the priorities and needs of different countries in the region so that we can achieve results at an unprecedented scale with speed and across a number of thematic areas. This reform lets us forge stronger and more strategic partnerships with IFIs, Rome based agencies, private sector, civil society organization, national agriculture partners, and others. And crucially, we hope it will revitalize our partnership with the African Union, enabling us to play an enhanced role in advancing its agriculture development agenda and tackle difficult trade issues, both in the short term and in the longer term. We are exploring the establishment of standing country and regional engagement offices, CGIR country managers to improve coordination and alignments at all levels, to strengthen political engagement and bolster our partnership with the African Union. By leveraging our scientific expertise and technical resources and presence on the ground, we will be uniquely positioned to support the progress and able to engage with CADP towards the seven Malabo commitments. Back in the 1960s, when CGR was in its infancy, a researcher named Norman Borlaug worked tirelessly in Mexican wheat fields to develop new breeds that were both more productive and resilient. This effort is estimated to have prevented up to 1 billion people from starving to death. But we now know that the needs of the 21st century food system stretch even further, and we must rise to the challenge to design a food system that works for Africa in all of its great potential. This ultimately means redesigning a food system for Africa itself and by Africa for the world. Thank you very much for having me.